You know that feeling, right? You've got this incredibly powerful AI assistant that can tell you all about the Roman Empire, but it has absolutely no idea what's in that project report you finished yesterday. It's frustrating. Well, today we're going to talk about how we can finally bridge that gap.
I mean, really, let's just ask the question straight up. Why can't these huge, powerful, large language models, these LLMs, just take a peek at your company's internal documents or your personal files? It feels like that should be the easy part.
The reason, when you boil it all down, is surprisingly simple. There's this massive wall, a huge gap between all the public internet data it was trained on and your data, your private, specific, and totally unique information.
And this isn't just a random problem. It actually has a name, the AI knowledge gap. It's this fundamental separation that stops a general-purpose AI from being truly useful for your specific business or your personal life right out of the box.
So what do we do about that gap? Well, what if we could build a bridge? A bridge that lets the AI cross over from its world of general knowledge into your world of specific information. That is exactly what LlamaIndex is designed to do. It's the connection. It's the bridge.
Okay, so what is it technically? LlamaIndex is an open-source framework. Its whole job is to hook up your private, domain-specific data directly to large language models. The whole point is to let you build AI applications that are context-aware, apps that actually understand what you're talking about and are a whole lot smarter because of it.
All right, that sounds great. But how does this bridge actually get built? How do you connect all your data to the AI? Well, it's not just magic. It boils down to a really logical three-step process.
So here are the 3 core stages. It all starts with data ingestion. That's just a fancy way of saying LlamaIndex connects to wherever your data lives. Could be PDFs, databases, you name it. Then comes the really critical step, indexing. This is where it organizes all that data into a smart, structured format the AI can actually use. And finally, you get to the fun part, querying. This is where you can ask questions in plain English and get back intelligent answers that are based on your documents. And this diagram just lays it all out perfectly. See, you start on the left with all your different documents. LlamaIndex helps you load them up, and then it does that magic indexing step to create a knowledge base. So when you ask a question, the query engine knows exactly where to look, grabs the right info, and hands it to the LLM to give you a truly intelligent response. Now let's zoom in on that middle step, because that is the real secret sauce here, indexing. The way LlamaIndex organizes your data is what gives it its power. And you've actually got a few different options for how to do it. First up, you've got the list index. The easiest way to think about this is like a diary or a logbook. It just organizes your data in order, one piece after another. This is perfect when the sequence of events is really important. Like if you wanted to analyze a conversation log to see how a support ticket was resolved step by step.
Next, there's the tree index. This is totally different. It structures your data like a big family tree or the table of contents in a book. This is what you'd use when you need to get a high-level summary from a huge, complicated document. The AI can start at the details, the leaves, and work its way up to the main ideas at the root to give you a comprehensive answer.
Okay, now this is the one you're going to see everywhere, the vector store index. This is where the real magic is. It goes way beyond just matching keywords. It actually converts your text into a kind of mathematical representation of its meaning. It understands the concepts. So you could ask about unhappy customers, and it's smart enough to find documents that talk about client complaints or negative feedback, even if the words unhappy customers never appear. It's unbelievably powerful.
And finally, there's the good old-fashioned keyword index. This is much more straightforward. It does exactly what it sounds like. It maps specific keywords to the parts of your data where they appear. This is your go-to when you need speed and precision, and you know the exact terms you're looking for.
So we've got all these really clever ways to organize and structure information. But who cares? What does that actually let you do? What are people building with this stuff out in the real world?
And this is where it gets really exciting. Think about a customer support chatbot that can instantly quote the specific paragraph from page 347 of your legal terms of service. Or an AI agent for a team of doctors that can scan through thousands of medical research papers to find patterns. We're talking about building AI that can do real, meaningful work because it has the right context.
Now, if you've been in this space, you've probably heard of another tool called LangChain. So what's the difference? Look, the biggest difference really comes down to focus. The best analogy is this. LlamaIndex is like building the world's most perfectly organized library. It's focused on making sure every piece of information is easy to find. LangChain is like the creative librarian who can pull books from different sections and combine them to answer a really complex, multi-part question. They do different things, and honestly, they often work together beautifully.
Of course, no tool is a silver bullet. On one hand, the advantages of LlamaIndex are obvious. You get incredible data integration and that powerful semantic search. But on the other hand, you have to be realistic. Indexing massive amounts of data can take a lot of computing power, and if your database is huge, you might see a bit of a delay in your responses. It's always a trade-off between power and performance.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Your company's internal knowledge, your personal notes, your research, all of that data has a story to tell. And now, with tools like LlamaIndex, we finally have the bridge to let AI read that story, to understand it, and to help us make sense of it all. So the only real question left is, what story are you going to unlock?